Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Camera Historica. As opposed to Camera Geekery, this is Camera Historica because we have a very historically significant camera for you today. And as you can see from all of the cameras on the table, you're going to guess it's a Nikon. Yes, it is a Nikon. Now, we made a video recently about the Hansa Canon and I said that's the rarest camera I've ever found. Now, that is still true in some regards, but what I have here is a very special Nikon camera, and it is the rarest of the Nikon cameras. Now, some hardcore Nikon purists are probably already salivating at the idea because they know exactly what it is. But I'm going to show you what we have here, and I'm going to have to put on my gloves for this one again, is something absolutely remarkable, and I didn't actually think I'd get to see one of these. This is the Nikon S3M. And the S3M is special because it's Nikon's only half-frame camera. Only 195 of these cameras were made by Nikon. They made them in 1960 and 1961. Majority of them are black, though there's some books that claim that it was roughly 50-50. From what I've read, the majority of them were produced that were black. And the serial numbers ran up to 225, so 600225, and this is number 214, so this is one of the very last ones produced, which makes it extremely special. Now, what's so cool about a half-frame camera? Well, they have their fans, they have their detractors, but Nikon didn't usually make half-frame cameras. In fact, they didn't make them at all. Why did they make this one? Well, they did it just to basically flex on everybody else, just to say that they could, which Nikon has a bit of a history of with their 6mm 2.8 lens, the 13 5.6, the Nikon Not, the entire Nikon OS series. You know, they've been pretty good at dunking on other makers during their history, and this is another case of just saying let's do it just because we can. So what they've done, they produced this camera and it's amazing. It looks, for all intents and purposes, like an S3, except there are some subtle differences. The S3 has 36 frames on the counter and the S3M goes up to 72. There is also on the S3 a nice finder with the illuminated frame lines. This one has a tiny finder with a switch on it, and I'll come back to that later. But what's most important is that if you look at the back, in there, that is the half frame. Okay, you look at the original, or you look at the S3, and you'll be able to see that this is a full frame. So what they've done very cleverly, instead of building an entirely new camera, because as I said, only 195 of these were produced, so they couldn't build an entirely new camera. It would be completely pointless, it would cost them too much money. So what they did was masked off the frame. So on the front it's still full, but on the back it's a masked off frame. And they realised if they're going to be able to compose properly, they're going to have a viewfinder. They didn't want an external viewfinder, that's not very flexy. You know, that's not showing off their ability. So what they did, they came up with this very clever little piece of kit. Again, they couldn't build completely new viewfinders for just 195 cameras. So they put a plate over the finder which has a switch on it, and you can switch between 105, 50 and 35 in there, and it brings up the frame lines as you switch, so you can choose what's the most suitable. 10.5, then we go to 5, and then we go to 3.5. But you know, if you've got 28mm, you're just going to have to work really hard and guess and see what happens. There were limits, but this camera wasn't designed about that. This camera was designed just to show off and say that we could do this. Now, this isn't a completely fully full set camera. When the camera came out, it came with a motor drive, the S72 motor drive. This one doesn't have. The base plate on this camera is actually from an SP. The base plate on this one comes from an SP, and you can see it's the same. It has the Made in Japan and the ASA marks on it. So it's a non-original base plate, but the camera itself is original, and it's one of the very last ones that was produced, and that makes it extremely rare and extremely special. We don't have the battery pack that comes with it either, unfortunately. I guess these things get lost over years, but it does have the original Nippon Kogaku body cap, which is very cool. I have not seen one of those in a very long time. So we've had this camera checked out by a professional, and they've said, yeah, absolutely, this is what it is. It's genuine, it is the right thing. It's kind of cool to see an 18x24 format Nikon. They never made another one. Canon didn't make one. None of them did. This was purely just a case of the management of Nikon showing off to say, hey, look what we can do with our outstanding rangefinder camera. And it really is. I mean, on its own, the S3 was a brilliant rangefinder camera, along with the SP. These cameras, Nikon at this time, had a great deal of innovation, and they had things in these cameras that weren't seen in other cameras for many years. But yes, as I say, this was the last Nikon ever produced, S series ever produced, before they moved everything into SLRs. Put a lens on it quickly for you, although this isn't the lens that it would have come with. It would have actually come with instead a 51.4, but this is the 51.1, and I'll put that on just so that we can flex. And look at it, isn't it beautiful? So that is a little bit of camera historica for you. The rarest camera that Nikon ever made, the Nikon S3M, and we do actually have it. It's on the site now, so if you want to go and have a look and check it out, please come and ask us about it. We're more than happy to answer any of your questions, and it is for sale, so don't be afraid to ask. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care.